Hey everyone, welcome back to Powerful Stoic Habits. Ever dreamed of someone being completely captivated by you, as if you were the only person on their mind? Imagine flipping the script. Instead of you chasing them, they're chasing you, suddenly realizing your worth and regretting not appreciating it sooner. Sounds like a fantasy, right? But it's not. This is the power of detachment, and today we're diving into how to use it to make them come to you. Think about it. When you're constantly seeking someone's attention and they don't seem to care, it's exhausting. You're there, pouring your energy into them, hoping they'll notice. But instead of growing closer, you feel like you're losing yourself in the process, seeking validation from someone who's just not reciprocating. Frustrating, isn't it? The harder you hold on, the more they pull away, leaving you feeling powerless and uncertain. Here's the secret: the real power lies in stepping back. Detachment isn't giving up, it's about reclaiming control. When you detach, your absence becomes more powerful than your presence ever was. They start to notice what they're missing and begin to chase you. As Tony Gaskins said, you teach people how to treat you by what you allow, what you stop, and what you reinforce. By detaching, you make them appreciate what they once took for granted. Before we dive into how detachment can flip the script and have them chasing after you, let's first discuss how to practice detachment effectively. Whether you're looking to rekindle a dwindling flame, attract someone new, make an ex realize what they've lost, or reignite the passion in a relationship that's become routine, mastering the art of detachment can be your secret weapon if you do it correctly. First, let's clarify something. Detachment doesn't mean becoming cold or disappearing entirely. It's not about playing mind games or acting like you don't care. True detachment is about showing that you're perfectly content on your own, that you're strong and self-sufficient, with or without them. You're not stepping back to punish them, you're stepping back to demonstrate your worth. And this is where things start to get interesting. Here's what you need to do: stop being the one who's always available. If you're constantly the one reaching out, initiating contact, or suggesting meetups, it's time to pull back. Detachment means giving them the opportunity to miss your presence and realize how much they enjoy your company when they can't have it all the time. Think of it this way: if you're always in their space, they won't have the chance to feel your absence. So step back and let them come to you. When they do, don't be aloof or indifferent. Be calm, self-assured, and in control. You're not chasing them, you're allowing them to chase you. Here's the beauty of detachment: it works in any scenario. For instance, if you're interested in someone new and want to attract them, the natural impulse might be to make yourself readily available and show how keen you are. But that can often have the opposite effect. Instead, take a step back. Being overly available can make you seem too eager, which might push them away. Instead, create a little mystery. Let them see you have your own life, passions, and goals, and that you're not just waiting for their attention. When you focus on what makes you happy and fulfilled, you naturally become more attractive. When you stop chasing and start living your life to its fullest, you become magnetic. They'll notice the change and begin to see you not just as another option, but as someone worth pursuing. Now, consider this scenario: you're already in a relationship and living together, but things have gotten a bit too comfortable, and the spark seems to have dimmed. Detachment can be effective here too. It's not about creating distance between you and your partner, but about rekindling your own flame. Start investing time in yourself, your hobbies, interests, and self-care. Let them see the independent, vibrant person they fell for in the first place. When you're actively growing and thriving, it can reignite their interest in you, reminding them of what drew them to you initially. The passion that seemed to fade starts to return as they see you in a new light. And what if you want an ex to realize what they've lost? Detachment is also a powerful tool in this situation. Instead of reaching out, pleading for another chance, or trying to prove how much you've changed, take a step back and focus on yourself. Show them that you're doing well without them, that your life didn't fall apart when they walked away. That's when they start to feel the loss and might realize they've made a mistake. The dynamic shifts and suddenly they're the ones reflecting on what they let go of. But here's the thing: detachment isn't a quick fix, it's a mindset. You have to commit to it and remain steadfast while you're creating that distance. Focus on yourself, immerse yourself in your passions, your ambitions, and the things that bring you joy. Let them see that you're not just getting by, you're flourishing. And believe me, when they see that, they'll feel the absence you've left much sooner than you might expect. Whether you're aiming to attract someone new, make your ex second-guess their decision, or reignite the spark in a relationship that's grown stale, detachment is your strategy. Stay focused, remain strong, and watch as they start to yearn for what they once took for granted. Now that you've embraced the power of detachment, let's explore the journey they'll undergo, the path that will lead them to chase after you and see you in a new light. Trust me, this is where it gets really exciting and empowering. So stick with me, because what's coming next will give you all the insight you need to understand exactly what's going on in their mind, in their heart, and in their actions as they shift from taking you for granted to realizing they can't afford to lose you. Number 1, the power of detachment, how pulling back makes them chase you. They notice the change, you pull back, and this, my friends, is where it all begins, where you start to regain control by making a small but significant change. You stop competing for their attention, and this is where the real magic begins. You might be wondering, if I pull back, won't they just forget about me? Won't I lose whatever connection we still have? It's a valid concern. But here's the truth: by stepping back, you're not disappearing from their life. You're altering the dynamics. You're showing them that you're not needy, that your world doesn't revolve around them, and this is where you start reclaiming your power. Picture this: you've always been the one who's there, the one who sends the first text, who makes the plans, who's always present. But what happens when you stop? When you don't initiate contact? When you let them wonder why you haven't reached out? It's like when the background music suddenly stops, there's an instant awareness that something's missing. That's exactly what happens when you step back. They notice the silence, the void, the lack of your attention, and here's the twist: they start to wonder why. Stepping back is about creating space for them to miss you, to appreciate your worth, to think about you in ways they haven't before. It's not about playing games or being manipulative, it's about valuing yourself enough to stop chasing someone who isn't giving you the attention you deserve. As the saying goes, absence makes the heart grow fonder. By pulling back, you give them the chance to feel that absence, to miss your presence, and to realize the gap you've left in their life. But stepping back doesn't mean you go completely silent or vanish into thin air. It's about making subtle adjustments, being a bit less available, taking a bit longer to reply, focusing more on yourself and your own growth. It's about shifting the focus away from them and back to you. And here's the beauty of it: when you stop fighting for their attention, they begin to see just how much they took it for granted. And let's be real for a moment, isn't it draining to always be the one who cares more, who reaches out first, who constantly tries to keep things going? By stepping back, you're not just giving them space, you're giving yourself the room to breathe, to focus on your own goals, and to reconnect with what truly makes you happy. In doing so, you're not only reclaiming your power, but also becoming more appealing, more mysterious, and more desirable. Think of it like this: have you ever noticed that the more we chase something, the more it seems to slip away from us? On the flip side, when we let go, things often come back to us, and this applies to people as well. When you stop chasing, they start to pay attention. They begin to think about you more and wonder why you're not as available as you once were. That's when the dynamics start to change. The Stoics emphasize the importance of self-control and discipline, advising us to focus on what we can control ourselves and release what we can't control, other people's reactions. By stepping back, you're embodying this philosophy. You're taking control of your own actions and emotions and letting go of the need to dictate the outcome. That, in itself, is a powerful move. So if you're ready to embrace this change, to stop vying for their attention and start focusing on yourself, type "I'm stepping back" in the comments below. This isn't just a phrase, it's a commitment to yourself, to your worth, and to the path you're about to take. It's about reclaiming your power, taking control of your life, and letting them feel the shift. Remember, as Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. By stepping back, you're deciding how you respond to their lack of attention. You're choosing to prioritize yourself, and that's where real strength lies. So let's take that first step together. Step back, reclaim your power, and watch as they start to realize what they took for granted. You deserve more than to fight for someone's attention. You deserve to be valued, respected, and admired. And that begins with you. Now, before we move on to the next step, if you have any questions, thoughts, or even a different perspective, or if you'd like to share a personal story, feel free to drop it in the comments. And if you're resonating with this and taking it all in, hit that like button. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Let's keep this conversation alive and continue growing together. Number 2, they start to feel the absence. Now you fill that space with yourself. This is where the true effect of your decision to step back begins to show. Once they sense that something's changed, the lack of your constant presence starts to create a void in their life. And this is when things start to get interesting. When you were always there, always the one reaching out, they might not have fully appreciated what you brought into their life. It's like having a favorite song playing in the background all the time. You enjoy it, but you don't really notice it until it stops. Now that you've stepped back, they begin to feel that silence. It's not just about missing the messages or calls, it's about missing the energy you brought, the comfort of knowing you were always around. That's the gap we're talking about. And believe me, they're feeling it. Picture this: they're going about their day, and suddenly they realize they haven't heard from you in a while. Initially, they might shrug it off, but as hours turn into days, that absence becomes more noticeable. They start to wonder why you've pulled back, and that curiosity soon transforms into a deeper awareness and understanding that something important is missing. That's the void you've created by stepping back, and it's powerful. But here's the best part: while they're busy noticing this emptiness, you're filling it with your own presence. You're not just waiting around for them to see the difference, you're using this time to focus on your growth, happiness, and goals. You're diving into what makes you feel fulfilled, whether it's pursuing a passion, spending time with loved ones, or simply taking better care of yourself. You're turning that void into an opportunity to elevate yourself. This is where the dynamics really shift. While they're feeling the emptiness of your absence, you're becoming more content, more fulfilled, and more confident. And here's the beautiful thing: the more you invest in yourself, the more attractive you become. There's something incredibly magnetic about someone who is genuinely happy, independent, and self-assured. You're creating an aura of positivity and strength around you, and they can't help but be drawn to it. You might wonder, but what if they don't notice? What if they don't care? Well, here's the truth: if they don't notice or care about the void you've left, you've gained something even more valuable: clarity. You've learned that this person wasn't truly invested in you, which means you can move forward with your life, knowing you deserve better. But more often than not, they will notice. They will care, because you weren't just filling a space in their life, you were adding genuine value, something they'll start to miss as time goes by. And here's where the Stoic philosophy comes in. The Stoics taught us to focus on what we can control: our actions, our emotions, and to let go of the things we can't, like how others react. By filling that void with yourself, you're putting this philosophy into practice. You're taking charge of your own life and happiness, and you're letting go of the need to be validated by someone else. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher, said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." By focusing on yourself, you're improving the quality of your thoughts, actions, and ultimately your life. If you're ready to fill that void with your own greatness, drop a comment below with, "I'm my own priority." This isn't just a statement, it's a declaration that you're choosing to put yourself first, to focus on your own growth, and to let them feel the space you've left behind. You're choosing to become the best version of yourself, and that's something no one can take away from you. Remember, it's not about how they're feeling, it's about what you're doing with your time and energy. By filling the void with yourself, you're reclaiming your power and setting the stage for them to truly see what you brought into their life. And that's how you begin to turn things in your favor. Number 3, they fall into the comparison trap while you keep rising. Here's where things start to get really intriguing. At this point, they've noticed a shift. They feel the space you've created by stepping back. But as they adjust to this new reality, they begin to compare what they had with you to what they have now. And this, my friends, is where your value starts to shine even brighter. Picture this: they're spending time with someone new or simply going about their daily interactions with friends or acquaintances. But something's different, no one quite measures up to you. They begin to miss the unique qualities you brought to the table, the way you listened intently, the support you offered, the positive energy you infused into their life. As they start comparing these new encounters with the ones they had with you, it dawns on them that they've lost something genuinely special. This comparison trap is potent because it forces them to face the reality of what they gave up. Perhaps they thought the grass was greener on the other side, but now they're realizing what they had with you was rare, valuable, and not easily replaceable. It's like trying to enjoy a mediocre meal after having tasted a gourmet dish everything else pales in comparison. Meanwhile, you're not even aware of this, or if you are, you're unfazed by it. Why? Because you're focused on your own growth. You're not looking back, second-guessing yourself, or wondering what they're doing. You're moving forward, growing, thriving, and pursuing what brings you joy. With each passing day, you're becoming a stronger, better version of yourself. And this growth is something they can't help but notice, even from a distance. Here's the beautiful irony: the more they compare, the more they see your true worth. They realize you weren't just anyone, you were someone who brought a unique light into their life, a light that is hard to find again. This realization stirs regret, making them question their choices and feel the loss more profoundly. As Seneca wisely said, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. While they're stuck imagining what they've lost or what could have been, you're fully engaged in the reality of your growth and success. You're not dwelling on the past or letting their regrets affect you. Instead, you're rising, building a life that is fulfilling and joyful, whether they're part of it or not. If you're ready to keep rising above it all, comment below with the phrase, "I'm rising above this." Isn't just a statement, it's a declaration that you're choosing your own path, focusing on your growth, happiness, and journey. Let them fall into the comparison trap. You're too busy rising to worry about it. Remember, the comparison trap is just that, a trap. But for you, it's an opportunity to show them what they've lost while you keep moving forward, stronger and more confident than ever. That, my friends, is how you truly win. Number 4, they seek reassurance, but you stay grounded. By now, they've felt the shift in your energy and noticed your absence. The space you've created is more than just a fleeting thought, it's beginning to gnaw at them. This is when they start to seek reassurance, trying to figure out where they stand with you. Picture this: they're feeling the void left by your presence, and it's starting to bother them. They might send a casual text or post something on social media, hoping for a reaction from you. They're testing the waters to see if you're still as invested as before. They may even increase their efforts to reach out, just to gauge your response. These are their attempts to seek reassurance, to see if they still matter to you. But here's where you flip the script: you stay grounded. You don't rush to respond or revert to being overly available. You've chosen to step back and focus on yourself, and you stick to that decision. When you do respond, it's on your terms, calm, composed, and without giving them the validation they're fishing for. Why is this so powerful? Because by staying grounded, you're showing them that your happiness doesn't depend on their attention. You're not playing games or trying to manipulate the situation, you're simply prioritizing your own well-being. And this, my friends, is incredibly attractive. It demonstrates that you're confident in who you are, that you know your worth, and that you're not easily swayed by their attempts to reel you back in. Let's bring in some Stoic wisdom here. The Stoics taught us to maintain our composure and stay true to ourselves no matter what external pressures come our way. As Epictetus wisely said, no man is free who is not master of himself. By staying grounded, you're mastering yourself. You're not letting their efforts to seek reassurance throw you off balance. Instead, you're firm in your commitment to focus on your growth and happiness. And here's the kicker: the more grounded you remain, the more they realize they can't just walk back into your life without genuine effort. They start to understand that if they want to be a part of your journey, they'll need to step up. They see that you're not someone who can be easily swayed, and that makes you even more desirable. If you're ready to stay grounded and keep your focus on yourself while they're seeking reassurance, comment below with the phrase, "I stand strong." This isn't just a statement, it's a commitment to yourself, to your growth, and to the strength that comes from within. It's about showing that you're not just waiting around for their attention. You're standing tall, confident in who you are and where you're heading. Remember, staying grounded isn't about being cold or distant. It's about being confident and secure in yourself, knowing your worth, and not settling for anything less than what you deserve. That, my friends, is how you keep the power firmly in your hands. Number 5, they realized the grass wasn't greener, and you stand firm. Alright folks, this is where reality starts to set in for them. They might have thought they could find something better, that moving on or drifting away would bring them more excitement or satisfaction. But now, as they look back, they're beginning to see that what they had with you was something rare and valuable. That so-called greener grass, it's starting to look a lot duller. Picture this, they've pulled away, maybe started seeing someone new, or just faded out, thinking they no longer needed to invest in the relationship. Initially, they might have felt a sense of freedom or the thrill of new possibilities. But over time, the novelty fades, and the flaws begin to show. The conversations don't flow as naturally, the connection isn't as deep, and the sense of comfort and security they had with you is glaringly absent. They start to compare, whether they realize it or not, and that's when it hits them they've let go of something precious. Here's the twist: while they're off realizing the grass isn't greener elsewhere, you're standing firm. You haven't been sitting around waiting for them to come to their senses. Instead, you've been focusing on your own growth, building yourself up, and moving forward. You're not looking back, hoping they return. You're looking ahead, confident in your own worth. This isn't about arrogance, it's about self-respect. You know the value you bring, and you're not lowering your standards just because someone else was too blind to see it. Remember, the Stoics taught us to be self-reliant and find strength within ourselves. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." By focusing on your own journey, your thoughts and your actions, you're painting your soul with resilience, confidence, and self-worth. And trust me, that's far more appealing than any fleeting connection or short-lived excitement they thought could replace you. So, when they finally realize the grass wasn't greener and try to come back into your life, you stand firm, you don't rush to forgive and forget. Instead, you let them show you they've learned from their mistake, that they truly understand your value now, and that they're willing to put in the effort to earn back your trust. This is your time to shine, to show them that while they were off chasing something new, you were busy becoming someone better. You've grown, you've evolved, and now it's their turn to prove themselves to you. And if they're not ready to do that, you're more than prepared to keep moving forward without them. If you're ready to stand firm and let them realize what they lost, drop a comment below with "I stand strong." This is your declaration that you know your worth and won't settle for anything less. You're committed to growing, shining, and standing strong no matter what. Remember, the grass isn't greener on the other side, it's greener where you water it. By focusing on yourself, you've been nurturing your own garden all along. Now it's their turn to see how vibrant and strong you've become. Number 6, they feel the shift, and you take the lead. This is where things really start to change. Up until now, they may have felt like they were in control, assuming you'd always be there, waiting and hoping. But now the tables have turned, and they're starting to see it. They realize that you're no longer chasing them, trying to win them over, or proving your worth. Instead, you're living your life, finding happiness on your own terms without them. This is when they start to feel the shift in power. Suddenly they're the ones who are unsure, feeling the need to reach out, wondering if they've lost you for good. And here's where you step in. You take the lead not by playing games, but by taking charge of your own life. You've shown them that you're more than okay on your own, that you don't need them to feel whole or happy. This realization is powerful and shifts the entire dynamic. They're now the ones feeling the uncertainty, the doubt, the urge to reconnect. And you're calm, confident, and in control. You've rewritten the script, and now they're the ones who need to prove themselves to you. If you're ready to take the lead and embrace this new power dynamic, Drop a comment below with "I'm in control." This is your declaration that you're not passively waiting around. You're actively steering your life in the direction you want. You've reclaimed your power, and now it's up to them to catch up. Remember, real power isn't about controlling others, it's about mastering yourself, and you've nailed that. Number 7, they fear losing you while you stay strong. Let's dive into a pivotal moment in this journey when they start to feel the sting of potentially losing you for good. After you've reclaimed your power and shifted the dynamics, they realize they're no longer the top priority in your life. This realization ignites a profound fear within them. They begin to worry that if they don't act swiftly, they might lose you entirely to someone else, or even worse, that you've completely moved on. Imagine the scene: you're thriving, living your best life, and they see it all unfolding from the sidelines. Suddenly it hits them, they're no longer at the center of your world. The fear of losing someone as valuable as you becomes intensely real. They might start scrambling, trying to win you back with grand gestures, heartfelt apologies, and promises of change, desperately hoping to reclaim their place in your life. But here's where your strength and stoic resolve come into play. This is where you truly shine. Despite their sudden urgency and the fear they're projecting, you remain steady and composed. You're not swayed by their dramatic actions or the fear they're expressing. You are calm, grounded, and focused on your own path and growth. You know your worth, and you're not about to rush back, just because they're now seeing what they stand to lose. You understand that if they genuinely want to be a part of your life again, it will take more than just words. It requires consistent actions and a demonstrated commitment to change. You're not fooled by temporary gestures or promises that lack substance. Instead, you're letting them understand that regaining your trust and place in your life is earned through genuine effort and sustained improvement. By staying strong and unshakable, you're teaching them a valuable lesson. You're showing them that your worth is not contingent on their fear of losing you. You're demonstrating that your self-respect and personal growth are paramount, and you won't be swayed by their desperation. As a Stoic, you embody the principle of emotional resilience and self-discipline. You let them face their own fear of losing you while you remain steadfast in your self-worth and personal boundaries. So if you're ready to stand firm and let them face their fear of losing you, drop a comment below with the phrase "When I'm unshakable." This is your declaration that you understand your value and will not be moved by fear or desperation. You are solid, grounded, and in complete control of your destiny. Remember, true strength lies in knowing your worth and standing by it. Regardless of external pressures or emotional turmoil, your journey is about maintaining your inner peace and self-respect, and that's a power no one can take away from you. Number 8, they start the chase, you dictate the speed. Alright folks, let's dive into a crucial step in our journey of reclaiming power and self-worth, the moment when they start to chase, and you get to set the pace. After all the realizations, regrets, and fear of truly losing you, they finally decide to make their move. The dynamic has shifted now. They're the ones reaching out, trying to re-enter your life. But here's the pivotal twist: you hold the reins on how quickly things move forward. So what does this look like in practice? Imagine they've recognized their mistakes and are now making sincere efforts to win you back. They might be sending heartfelt messages, planning thoughtful dates, and showing up in ways they never did before, all in an attempt to prove their commitment and genuine remorse. But this is where your strength comes into play. Unlike before, when you might have been quick to respond or adjust your plans to accommodate their needs, you're now taking control. You're not rushing to reply to their texts or clearing your schedule for them at a moment's notice. Instead, you're setting the tempo, ensuring that their actions align with their words. This isn't about playing mind games or being intentionally elusive, it's about establishing and maintaining boundaries. By taking your time, you're demonstrating that your time and attention are valuable and not to be taken for granted. You're showing that, while you're open to the possibility of reconciliation, it's going to be on your terms. You're letting them know that if they want another chance, they need to earn it through consistent and genuine effort, respecting the growth and transformation you've undergone. This approach reflects the Stoic principles of self-discipline and control. As the Stoics taught, maintaining control over one's life and emotions is key to inner peace and personal growth. Epictetus wisely said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." By dictating the pace, you're mastering yourself and the situation, ensuring that your decisions and actions are aligned with your own well-being and standards. Remember, this isn't about being unkind or unapproachable. It's about valuing the person you've become and ensuring that anyone seeking to re-enter your life respects and acknowledges that. It's about upholding your standards and not settling for anything less than what you deserve. When you set the pace, you're showing that if they truly want to be a part of your life again, they must step up, meet your expectations, and honor the person you've evolved into. So, if you're ready to take charge and dictate the pace of your own life, drop a comment below with "I set the pace." This is your declaration that you're in control, that you're steering the direction of your relationships, and that you're prioritizing your own happiness and well-being. Remember, it's not just about who chases whom, but about holding firm to your standards and making choices that reflect your true worth. Number 9, they see your strength. You stand firm in your power. We've reached the most fulfilling phase of our journey, the moment when they genuinely start to admire and respect you. After navigating through all their realizations, the fear of losing you, and their sincere efforts to make things right, they now see you in a completely different light. They begin to recognize not only your value as a partner, but also your strength, independence, and the remarkable individual you've become. Picture this: after all the ups and downs, you're standing tall, embodying grace and resilience. You've grown into someone who commands respect not just through your actions, but through the unwavering commitment to yourself and your personal growth. Your journey has shown them that you're not just someone to be in a relationship with, you're someone who deserves admiration and appreciation for the person you've evolved into. This shift in their perspective is significant. They see you not only as a desirable partner, but as a strong, self-reliant individual who knows their worth and refuses to settle for less. Your strength is palpable, and it's evident that you are not defined by their validation, but by your own self-assurance and standards. Here's the crucial part: as they start to admire and respect you, it's essential to remain grounded in your power. This newfound respect from them should not dictate your actions or cause you to alter your course. You've worked hard to establish your worth, and you shouldn't compromise it for anyone, no matter how sincere their admiration might be. You are steadfast in your values and boundaries, understanding that your self-worth is not contingent on their approval. You've proven to yourself that you deserve admiration and respect, and you are not about to lower your standards or shift your focus to accommodate them again. This is where the tables have truly turned. They might have once taken you for granted, but now they are faced with the reality of your strength and self-respect. They see you as someone who is not only deserving of their respect, but who also commands it through your actions and the way you carry yourself. If you're ready to stand firm in your power and fully embrace the respect you've earned, drop a comment below with "I stand tall." This is your declaration that you are unwavering in your self-worth and will not compromise it for anyone. You've shown yourself and others that you deserve respect, and you're committed to living with confidence and integrity. Thank you for staying with me on this empowering journey. If this video resonated with you and you feel more equipped to take control of your relationships, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more empowering content like this. And if you know someone who could benefit from this message, share the video with them. Let's continue supporting each other in our personal growth and empowerment. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.